Please share the information provided in this video. Always remember that a crucial part of removing a person's confusion is understanding his or her unique source of it.
You can compare religions on the basis of a concept of God and the definition of the concept of God. And through these comparisons you can decide which religion is the true religion or which would be the right religion. God, by definition, would be a maximally great being, a being which no greater being can be conceived. If you can conceive of a greater being, then you have something higher to aspire to than God. You have something that you look up to more, that you respect more, that you admire more than God. And that becomes really your real God. Even if it doesn't exist, it becomes the idea that you really worship and you really think is great and truly great. And God is diminished in that sense. So all you have to do is compare the concept of God in each religion and see which one has maximal greatness. Such as we'll compare Hinduism, Christianity, sorry I'm a little sick today, Christianity and Islam. Now, in Hinduism, we all were once God, and God entered into a state of forgetfulness, and that's how we all became all the beings that exist. And hopefully if we get rid of our evil, we will go back to being the one God. So you ask yourself, what is a greater concept of God? Is it the one where God is the source of evil or where we are? It's kind of an easy answer. Maximally great God would have maximal goodness, maximal morality, maximal love, maximal power. If I am God, if we are all God separately, then that is not maximal greatness, maximal power. You can compare Islam. Islam basically says you can go to heaven if you are a good person, but if you are a really bad person, you'll go to hell. But if you just do some bad things, then you won't go to hell. Now, you compare that to Christianity, where it says if you do anything wrong at all, you're going to hell for even the slightest sin. So, if God is maximally moral, then sending people to hell for the slightest sin is the highest standard of perfection, of moral goodness. So, the Christian God takes goodness and morality more seriously and is more maximally moral than the Muslim God, which says, well, I just don't care if you do some things as long as they're not so bad. The interesting thing about the Christian God is he also offers the maximal level of hope, because the Christian God says, I'll die for you and I'll be punished in your place. You deserve full punishment for any sin, but I'll be punished for you, and all you have to do is believe it. So it's, the highest level of hope at the same time as the highest standard of goodness. So the Christian God takes sin much more seriously than the Muslim God, who says, as long as you're not too bad, it's okay. But he also offers more hope than the Muslim God, because the Muslim God says, you will be judged on how well you do. So, which is the greater God? The God that takes sin more seriously, has higher standards for goodness, but also offers the maximum amount of hope and has the maximum amount of love.